Hey guys, it's week 18, so I'm 18 weeks and 3 days today. There's been a couple changes happened this week. I can't remember specifically what day it was, but a couple days ago we were going for a walk with some friends, and it was supposed to be a normal walk, and it ended up being kind of like a hike. And so I thought I was overdoing it a bit because I started cramping up and I had to take a lot of breaks and everything. And then when we got home, like, my stomach was hurting really bad. And I was getting really worried. Like, I thought that I was going into labor. Like, I was cramping up so bad. I'm talking right now, okay? And it ended up being just that I had diarrhea. And it was really bad. I mean, it went on for 3 days. Like, the worst cramps. Honestly, it felt just as painful as labor. It was so bad. I was curled up in a ball on the couch every time one of these cramps would come on, and then I'd have to rush to the bathroom, and it was getting, you know, kind of ridiculous. So I called the public health nurse, and she told me that because I'm pregnant, I can't really take anything. All I can do is stay hydrated. And then Alex, what did I tell you about that? She suggested that I contact my OB and let him know, just in case there, you know, maybe there's something else that maybe I want to come in and he was going to test some stuff or whatever. Excuse me. So I called the OB's office, and they told me that I should come up to labor and delivery to do an NST, just to make sure, you know, because the cramps from having diarrhea can cause contractions. So that was the plan. That was yesterday. So yesterday, and this ended up being a huge, big ordeal. Like, it was ridiculous. So yesterday, I went in and I signed myself in at the front, and I went up to labor and delivery, and they checked me in. Literally, I walked into the room, I did a urine sample, came out of the room, and they told me that because I wasn't 20 weeks yet, I actually had to go down to emergency, and they couldn't take me up in labor and delivery. Which, that's what made it into a big ordeal, because at that point, so I said, okay, sure, you know, I went down to emergency, and there are no family doctors around here anymore. The one family doctor that I had, he left town, so nobody in all of Cold Lake pretty much has a family doctor. So everyone goes to emergency for everything. So I ended up waiting, in pain, mind you, like, I'm sitting here in pain from these cramps. For 2 hours I was in the waiting room. And then they finally called me into a room, and you know, the lady, I waited another hour for her to come in. So I waited in my room for an hour. And then when the doctor on call finally came in, she, you know, checked over everything. She used a Doppler, and the baby's heartbeat was fine. It was 140, 145. And so she suggested, you know, she said the same thing, basically. You can't take anything because you're pregnant, but what we can do is we can give you an IV to hydrate you, and we'll take some blood to test it to make something about my platelet levels or something. I don't know. She was going to test my blood. So I waited around a little bit more for that, and finally someone came in, and they took some of my blood, and then another lady came in, and she put my IV in. And then that was, and after my IV went in, I had another hour of sitting there and waiting around while my IV was in and everything. And finally, when my IV bag emptied out, I was still, like, nobody was coming back, and the IV bag is empty, and I can see the blood from my arm is going back into the tube because there's nothing going in anymore. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I shut the thing off myself because nobody was coming in to check on me. Hey, girls. And then finally someone came in and said, oh, I'm not sure why, but your blood work's still not back. It usually doesn't take this long, so I'll just shut off your IV and you can sit here and wait until it comes back. So they wouldn't even take my IV out, and then she goes, oh, you already shut it off, okay. And she kind of gave me this look like I shouldn't have done that, you know. I'm thinking, whatever. So then I had to sit around for another like 20 minutes or half an hour with the IV in my arm for no reason, wasn't getting any fluids. They could have taken it out, waiting for my blood work to come back. And when it finally came back, they said everything came back normal and just stay hydrated. After all of that, I was in that friggin' hospital for like 4.5 hours just to get an IV bag. Like, oh God, I could have came home and drank Pedialyte myself. It's so annoying. If they had kept me in labor and delivery, I would have been in and out in half an hour, 45 minutes after an NST test, and that's all I cared about. I know that when I have diarrhea, to stay hydrated. I wasn't worried about that. I was worried about the baby. I wanted them to check on the baby. Friggin' drive me crazy. I hate hospitals, man. Seriously. I wish there was midwives here, because my midwife would have said, oh yeah, I'll come over, or, you come here, whatever, and let's check on the baby. That would have been it. Stay hydrated. Here's some Pedialyte. Like, frig. Oh. So, anyways, that was my big ordeal yesterday. Other than that, symptoms-wise, the diarrhea. Oh, and they said it was a virus. Some kind of virus. Like a viral something or other. And if it lasts any more than 6 days in total or whatever, that I should come back to get tested to see if it's gastro. Which I don't think it is, because I'm not crampy at all today. I'm still having the runs a little bit, but I'm not super crampy. So I'm pretty sure it's kind of worked its way out. Symptoms other than that, nipples and boobs are no longer super sore. There's, it's still a little bit sore, but not really bad like they were. My dandruff, I think I figured it out. I don't know if maybe I had a sunburn on my head or what it was, but today is my wash day. It's been I think this is my 3rd day actually, and there's nothing. And what I did was I switched my shampoo and conditioner. That's all I did. I got more expensive stuff. I've been using Biolage by Matrix. The shampoo is a scalp therapy one, and the conditioner, I think it's just something for color treated hair. But anyways, yeah, that's all I've done, and I haven't had any dandruff yet, and this is actually a day later than I would have usually washed my hair yesterday, and I didn't, so yeah, I think I figured that out, which is nice, because it was driving me crazy. And then on top of that, my son, I'm pretty sure he's got the virus that I'm getting over right now, because he was up every hour last night, literally every hour, and he didn't want a bottle. He wanted to be held, so I would rock him in his, in the rocking chair, and I could hear his stomach just making all kinds of noises, and I felt so bad for him, because he was moaning and groaning, and I just went through it. It's not fun. It hurts, like, a lot. And then this morning he had a super massive diarrhea blowout poop all over the place, so fun. And my kids have been super insane today, so I'm like, freaking so tired. But other than that, that's pretty much it. I don't know if I've talked about the baby movements yet. I don't think so. Baby movements are getting stronger now. They're still not as strong as they were with Jackson at this point. But I am feeling it more regularly now. Like, I feel it, I don't know, 6 times, 7 times a day. Like, I don't really notice it anymore, because it's not consistent. It's just kind of little pokes here and there. But last night I was feeling it really good. The baby was like, little popcorn bubbles everywhere. And so I told my husband to put his hand there, and he felt the baby kick. So that's exciting. What else? I got my next appointment. Oh, the ultrasound. The ultrasound is coming up 2 weeks. It's on the 3rd. So excited, like 12 days away. So I'm really excited for that. I'm going to see if I can, if they'll let me record it from my phone. We'll see. If I can record it from my phone, I'll upload a little video for you guys. That's pretty much it that I can think of. My next doctor's appointment is a couple days after the ultrasound. Yeah, I don't think there's anything new other than that. Jackson's walking. Last month he just stood for the first time by himself, and he's already walking. This boy is determined. And he followed me all the way up the stairs. Upstairs I was getting changed, and all of a sudden I can hear him up there. So yeah, the baby gate is now at the bottom of the stairs. And yeah, so we're in trouble. He's getting into all kinds of stuff. Friggin' everything. He's getting into everything. So yeah, that's it, I think. That's all I can think of. I'm breaking out a little bit more. Fun. So I'll do a belly shot, and that'll be it. Excuse my messy living room. Oh, okay. His belly shot for 18 weeks and 3 days. Sorry, the sun's really bad here. Yep, and I can feel most of my kicks I'm feeling are down here. Last night I was feeling some up here. That's where hubby felt it, was like right here. So, yep, that's good. Baby's getting bigger. Kicks are getting stronger. I'll do my next video next week, probably Monday or Tuesday. Okay, take care guys, bye.